Greetings, Saroth the Mage, streaming again. Bang my gong. I hope you got my notifications. It's normally a packed house by now. Yeah, so I think it's been a week since my last confession. Yeah, it has, it's been a long time. It's been a long week. Hey, expanding the process. The party beginneth again. It's going to be quite a short one again today because being back at work after a lot of annual leave and a lot of fun and games, and it's like, oh my god, yesterday the employment chickens came home to roost. Hey, Michelle Embry, long time no see. Welcome, welcome to the Temple of Thosis. Thosis Gnosis. Yeah, I'm just gonna have a little chat about the old Magick today. I keep wanting to do because I am fascinated in it. I'll just give you a quick greetings. LVX. Oh, right, so I'm gonna, hey David, who? Yeah, so welcome to the temple, everyone. I was going to stream yesterday, and then I thought, oh god, I did a sleepover at work, and I was so stressed out when I came out, I could have cried. It was like, I described it to everyone that would listen as I was in total retrograde. There's a new thing coming at work, and I'm not going to talk about work, but yes, this is the link that Mr. Lux is posting in the chat just now. We're doing a little, because it's fun, everybody loves chat, but sometimes the ideas spill over and it's hard to contact each other. Typing all the time, we'll be typing on here, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Discord, so I know, Davey, you were interested in it, and we're going to be, I think there'll be lots of different threads for different sort of themes, definitely a magic one, a mysticism one, yoga one, chanting one, the sky's the limit. So thank you for that, Mr. Lux. Good moderating there. So, yeah. We're doing, oh, I've got a candle. Like a candle in the wind. I've got a song for every occasion, someone noticed the other day. I think it was Melanie. I wonder if Melanie's watching today. Hi, baby. I showed her the video, the last one I did, and I mean, it was a rough one. It wasn't even that good, but she liked it. She didn't run. So Melanie, I think maybe you do watch them at some point. So I love you, baby. It's going very well. Seven Serpents, always an honour to have you here. I watched your excellent show on mental ritual, and I do the same. I sometimes don't have time to do LBRPs, and I also do, well, the Kabbalistic cross is part of it, the drawing down, and then I look at it as just very grounding and good. And yeah, once you've done it a few times in the physical, if you can concentrate hard enough, and I do kind of lose it sometimes, but that's why visualization is so important in Magick as well. And I was thinking, I read I've never really dug Franz Barden that much, but I read some of his stuff, and it was very focused on kind of, the powers of the mind. And I think Magick is self-hypnosis in some ways as well. There's the, oh, see, the music keeps stopping. There's the, hold on, that's really annoying. This one does it all the time, and I bet it starts with an advert. No, we're okay. So lots of different threads today. In fact, where's my notebook? I was going to do this show on Nazi occultism, but to be honest, when I started reading it, it got so depressing that I thought, no, I don't really want to do. And I know that racial sensitivities and stuff are quite high. I sometimes forget in Scotland the seething cauldron that America sometimes is, and I don't want to, I just want to be about love. So Nazi occultists, it's a very fascinating historical phenomena, but the guys were crazy Lands von Liebenvels, and I see it as like a country coming out of a huge trauma. I mean, the whole of Europe had been, gone through that incredible horror of the First World War, and all the prominent Nazis, apart from Himmler, of course, who was a chicken farmer, which tells you something about Himmler. I think he was too young, and the free code, and looking back, you can say yes, it was a horrible, terrible blotch on history, but I guess at the time, as it was unfolding. So I'm going to leave that for today. But there is some different. We'll pick it up. You know how I do it. I like to go from point to point to point, like a butterfly, like my AR grade. So yesterday would have been the equivalent to a really windy, choppy day. I was really discombobulated. I mean, I have been. That last stream was right in the middle of the trip that didn't happen. I'm worried that sets right the painting. The trip that didn't happen, the vibe up in the north of Scotland. It was good to get back to the temple, but I'm glad to say everything is calm now. Lato is groovy, and things have kind of got back to normal, but everybody has been talking about these weird Mars energies. Mainly Mars, I think. I'm not an astrologer, but I haven't seen Alistair Lynch for a while. I wonder what he's up to. But it does feel like magicians feel more in control of their lives than I do. Before Magick, I wasn't in control of my life at all. Things just used to happen. But as you start banishing rituals like you were talking about, Seven Serpents, Middle Pillar is another good exercise for me. Body in Yetzirah, and funnily enough, where am I in Yetzirah? The Sephirim on Jebra, so that's Mars. So maybe that was because I was getting really agitated at the smallest thing, and sometimes you're not as in control as you think you are. We're all just walking the path. Nobody's enlightened yet, and I've been listening to a bit of Sad Guru. Somebody gave my tip. It's really irritating how there's adverts every single 2 minutes. Like, you can barely follow what he's saying, but he's very jolly and profound. A lot of those, I'm looking a lot to Eastern stuff at the moment. It's kind of calm and pleasant compared to some of the energies in Western magic. Like Ganesh is just, he's all over the place with me at the moment. Mr. Lux introduced me to Vedic chants, and that Ganesh remover of obstacles is just invaluable. It's been brilliant. So I am actually thinking about getting, Melanie's got beautiful tattoos, you see. She always goes to the same girl. She's got like a cat skull with crystals growing out of it. It's just beautiful. So I was thinking I could get Ganesh on this, that bit there, because it would just be perfect, wouldn't it? I could even get his trunk coming down on it. In fact, that would be cool. It's going to be painful and probably very expensive. And I need to get my 64-bit computer to get my mic working, so that's a bit stalled. But everything else is A-OK and go. I've got a few more subscribers. Sometimes it goes up by 2, and then you think, did they just have a look, decided I'm a lunatic, not worth listening to, and unsubscribe it. It's gone up to 120 now, so it's amazing. It's very gratifying. I can't see chat. Is anyone talking? So I was actually going to talk about the plain old tarot today, and even sorted them all into their positions. 22 cards. I can't see chat. Is anybody talking? Somebody say hello just in case, because I often lose chat. I hope I haven't lost it permanently. Yeah, and there's a lot of weirdness with YouTube. Phoenix Chastain, he made a very interesting comment about, you do tend to think, are they suppressing us because we're talking about the truth and we're not talking about blue avians and all that stuff. We're actually giving them proper, well, I don't know if I am, but Seven Serpents, you certainly are, giving you knowledge that will empower you in your daily life, and the powers that be, whoever they are, probably don't want people to get enlightened and magicked up all over the place, or suddenly in control of our own lives, and we don't watch adverts, and do creative things, think for ourselves. That's what Magick's about. Deprogramming. Social condition. Oh, that brings me quite nicely on to. I mean, it's very common. This is small is definitely cozy, and you can hear people talk. Sometimes, like I say in chat, it's just too fast. You don't get a chance to talk to anybody, and there's such fascinating conversations in chat. CW Chanter, I don't think I've ever gone a show without mentioning that man, but his show was fantastic yesterday. He did his bit, and I was surprised. I had to go away, out, come back, and he was still talking, and I'd missed half of one of the best shows he's done for ages. He was positive, he was spiritual. It was one of the high points of his brilliant career. So I've still got so much love for CW Chanter, and he's actually got some love for Saroth now as well. So that's groovy. 1111. So yeah, the tarot is a perfect metaphor for initiation. I notice if you were to pick out one word that I say more than any other in this program, I keep thinking I'm on TV. It's only YouTube. It's only YouTube. Yeah. So you start with a fool. You see, this is kind of bumbling along life's journey, but there's something nagging at you. It's this little white dog. It's saying, "Hold on, mate. Don't walk over the edge of the cliff and become." What would you say? Let your programming dictate who you are, or something. So you become the magician, and you find out you've got abilities and talents, which are your tools, and you've also got the elemental signs here. And I've also, part of the Golden Dawn curriculum is to draw the Hebrew letters on. So this one's Aleph, this one's Beth, and it goes through because there are 22 Hebrew letters, 22 tarot cards, funnily enough. Isn't that strange? So I see this as a sort of young man, or even somebody waking up to magic and realizing that they do have a bit of power and choosing magic. This is your first encounter with the beautiful woman who is the mysteries. A beautiful, virginal young female. And she is, at the moment, beyond the veil. This is very much Isis, all the major goddesses. I mean, Lilith and the red goddess as well. I think Melanie is my red goddess, you know, with her red hair. Even Jill, and this is absolutely true, Lato saw her in a vision while she was meditating in the temple. The synchronicities are, because I do remember her mentioning it, and she sent me an actual photo. It was another pre-Raphaelite. You know, the pre-Raphaelites loved their girls with really long red hair. And she said she's going to look a bit like this, and she absolutely does. That is true freaky magic, because I came in a skeptic, but I'll be going out a raving lunatic. So this, the Empress, you know, when you've had your first encounter with magic of whatever kind, maybe it's a weird experience, it's a dream, it's a calling, you find a book, you have a crisis, and you turn to spirituality. You need to overcome the mother archetype, you know, the bit of you that needs to be mothered and protected by someone else, because magic is really about being self-sufficient and being your own source of power. So you kind of have to cut the ties with mum, you know. We shouldn't be living at our mother's house when we're in middle age. if you are, you know, if you're a carer or anything, nothing wrong with it, but, you know, come on, guys. Women hate men that don't have their own pads, I'm told. This is your papa, the emperor, stern. He doesn't look... Well, I was thinking, actually, he looks stern, but does he just look stern to me because I had father issues? Or does he look stern to you as well? CW, namaste to you. He's not here, is he? That would be too much. Don't send me Discord messages when I'm on here, because it covers my screen. Right, this is the Hierophant. So you've overcome your mum and dad's programming. Now it's church and all those other mind trap techniques. Church, work, all that kind of mundane stuff. Oh no, Jillo, I'm in the middle of a stream. No, baby, I can't answer now. Phew. I thought I'd just stop the whole show there. So after you've overcome the church, state, whatever, you know, claimed your personal sovereignty, which I have to do again and again and again. She'll laugh. I thought I was actually going to take the call, and you maybe, oh my god, that would have been so, she would have been horrified. The Lovers, this is a complicated card. Why does, well, because you meet either your twin flame, wife, you know, but there's much more mystical stuff to this card, but I might go on to that with a Crowley deck later on, because these are the Rider-Waite, the classic Rider-Waite, and they're good, but they're not nearly as good as the Crowley ones. I'm just using these for ease, and because my Crowley deck is very battered up. I mean, check out the poor, well, that one's got a big burn in it. I mean, they're well used. Right, so where are they? The Lovers, and then from the Lovers, you go to Strength. Now, this is another one. Crowley changed Strength to number 6 because, well, Crowley was obsessed with number 6. It's his solar number. So this is stepping into your own power, and you notice it's a female. So that's interesting. You know, in Magic, is a kind of slightly male bias, but I try and readdress that by using female goddesses, goddesses, and you know, I make 2 of the archangels female. So you're looking for balance. I mean, this is the 21st century, guys. The Chariot is like your Merkaba, you could say, or your astral body, or just the engine of magic, because magic is the engine of change. So this is, he looks quite confident and sorted there, doesn't he? Our dauntless magician. And this is absolutely, you know, somebody said in chat the other day, very interestingly, why doesn't Jordan Peterson just come out and say he's into magic? I'll just do my thing, and then I'll answer questions at the end, because I'm going to try and keep it down to about 30 minutes, and I'm wanting some actual content that people that aren't in the chat will be able to go, oh, we told us something about tarot. So yeah, I'm going to do good little shows. Cheers, Davey. Honestly, when we get to Discord, we can lots to chat about, mate. Okay, so after you found your strength and your power, like what happened to me after Zealot. Zealot is very like this grade. It's where your engine really starts to purr. Then what happens? You become the Hermit, because after so much in breath, out breath. Sorry, you need to take an in breath. And funnily enough, look at that. I'll just show you for a minute, because I'm so proud of it. Look at that staff. And then look at that baby. Isn't it almost exactly the same shape? It's like a yod, the Hebrew letter yod. So this is going to be fantastic. And it's so strong. Somebody at Phoenix Chastain as well, he made some great comments, so thank you. I'm going to thank everybody that's made comments at the end. It like bends slightly, but you can put all your weight on it. It doesn't break. It was completely snapped off a tree by a storm. And it's been unusual because there haven't been any storms, but that weekend I was up at the cottage driving back. Everything makes sense now, but when you're in the middle of something, I wish somebody would knew Jill and would tell her not to phone when I'm doing my show. See, that's distracted me now. Poor Jill, she won't know. So after the after the Hermit, so this is like me after my 2 years, I come out and it's, whoa, the Wheel of Fortune, you don't know what's going to happen, anything can happen. These are the 4 creatures from I think it's the prophet Ezekiel had a dream, and they're used to represent the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. Yeah, there's a man, there's a monkey. No, there's not a monkey. The man is the monkey. And the man sometimes is portrayed as a monkey, actually. An eagle, a cow or a bull, and I can't even see that one. I haven't got my glasses on. So Wheel of Fortune, and then karma. Your karma totally kicks in, and you reap what you have sown. In my case, it was a kind of breakdown, and that demonic voice, remember, telling me about all the horrible things I'd done to people, and just it was really like shouting at me for an hour about people I'd hurt, people I'd offended, selfish, careless things I did. So at some point in magic, you do have to kind of fess up. Yes, please, David, and hopefully it'll stay in this chat, won't it? Because chat is preserved, the link should be preserved as well. This is a beautiful, interesting card, the Hanged Man. This is how I totally feel at the moment. It's like Magick has turned my whole world upside down, and this is so Odin, isn't it? Look, he's not bothered at all. He's got a smile on his face. Eyes half open, half closed in a kind of spiritual ecstasy, and his crown chakra and all his head is blazing. But remember, we don't forget about the rest of the body, and that's why meditation and body work and that is so important, because magic can be very cerebral and you can spin out a little bit and go a little bit crazy. So you have to remember to be grounded at all times. That's why the middle pillars are very excellent exercise. And I find the gong, I mean, this gong, I was looking back on a previous stream and I didn't even have the you know, it seems like so much is happening in a short time, or so long a time. Time, like I say, it's stretching and contracting. It's just got such a beautiful tone now. I can't imagine life without this gong now. I use it in any practices that require a sort of vocalization, because you can tune your, you know what I mean? A little mage tip there. And I've also started taking much better care of my tools. This is how you're advised to keep them. You're probably supposed to keep them separately, but come on. My wand and my dagger stay in there, and they get wrapped up right after the pentagram and hexagram rituals. Oh, I was going to talk about the banish and hexagram ritual as well, because Seven Serpents kind of inspired me with his talk about the lesser banishing. So that's the two real basic, one's a pentagram, one's a hexagram. We won't go into all the meanings. I don't even know all the meanings, but I mean it's a 5-pointed and a 6-pointed star. So after the Hanged Man, just let me check. Yeah, is death. But death, although he looks very frightening, in this context is only like the death of the negative ego. And well, perhaps some, you know, I was talking to Grey Wolf in his chat today, and we said, you know, most people on this path feel like they've kind of died a few times, I think. Us mystics and martyrs and fools. Mystics and mages and fools. So after death becomes this kind of purity. It's like a rebirth, and this to me is also Aquarius, of course, because I am an Aquarian. Very proud of being an Aquarian. And you can see, I can't remember, I think that's Pe, the letter Pe. I could be wrong. And this is also the yellow triangle represents air, I'm sure. So that's number 14. So the magician has gone through all these stages. He's kind of died. He's been resurrected in his new magical form, his body of light. He's even maybe perhaps made contact with his holy guardian angel. And who comes to tempt him but the devil? Now there is no devil for me, and I don't believe there's an actual Satan either. Lucifer is a completely different matter altogether, you know. So the devil for me is, these two figures are chained. They're addicts. They're slaves to their and this, as a magician, you will face all kinds of temptations. You maybe want to abuse the power that you have. Or you'll start getting, you know, like me, sometimes with this bloody ego grade, it is the grade of the ego, you'll go ego mad and start thinking you're the most powerful magician in the world, which I am, but you know. So that's one to watch for. And this could also be kind of echoes of the abyss. That's a line from Invocation of Air, actually. And it's thy touch, but I've changed it to thy kiss. So thy kiss is as an echo of the abyss. The devil, number 15. Okay. So, as if the devil wasn't bad enough, boom! My favourite card, number 16, the Tower. 1 and 6 being 7, of course. I think this is a very key card. Ego, boom! Crashing out, down, 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 down. Oh no, that's Pe. I recognise that, that's Pe. So I mean, I've talked so much about this card. It's the supreme card for the initiation process and the crises and the rebirth and the reprogramming. It's got it all, that card. After the tower, ta-da! You are naked now by that same pool as Temperance. This is the goddess again, but look at the sun, it's beautiful. That is Vo, as in Yod He Shin Vav He, or Yod He Vav He. She's got the 7 classical, well, I see them as 7 stars, 7 classical planets. Oh, and there's such synchronicities as well with this star thing. And me and Melanie, she'd met a guy that she thought was me. I'm sorry to go off, but I just find this fascinating. She'd met a guy that looked exactly like me at Facebook, and she was looking for him. She hadn't even asked his name or anything. And this is while I was in Gnosis, so I could have astrally projected. I didn't. It's weird. So she said, if this guy's important in my life, because she's very tuned in, show me signs, give me 3 stars, and I'll pursue this. So she said she was seeing stars everywhere. And then there was a band playing at Cafe Drummond's. I mention it every show as well. I should just call it the CW Chandler Drummond's initiation show. There was a band called Star, and then she saw my photograph and was like, that's the guy, because I was going because I know the guy. So we met because of the star. So Melanie, if you're watching, you are a star baby. A star baby, I like that. Okay, after the star comes the moon, another slightly dark card. This is the dark feminine force, extreme mystery, verging on darkness, because the more you open up, like I say, as you look into darkness, darkness looks into you. But there's a shadow work that's all perfectly healthy if you can control it, Magic is like inducing a controlled insanity, I believe. That control is the thing. You've got to be in charge of the insanity, or you're just insane, aren't you? Which I sometimes think I am. Okay, getting close now, babies. That's number, it's 20, but because the Fool's 0. It's the sun, everything's okay. There's another rebirth here that I don't think I've reached this exalted level of consciousness. So I'll just show you that. It's a little boy on a white horse, perhaps the same horse that Death read, because you'll see the recurring symbols. I mean, look how close the sun and the moon look, exactly the same size. Tarot are absolutely fascinating little things. How am I doing for time? No point in asking you. You ain't going to tell me. And finally, after all the trials and tribulations, the magician inherits. It should be really now the omniverse, but in the time it was just a little world, because these cards were very, very early. But I do believe they started as playing cards. I don't think they were designed by the great god Tote or Tahuti or any of that malarkey. So that's a little journey through the tarot cards. I hope you enjoyed it. That's coming up for half an hour, so yeah, I think there is some connection between Lady Godiva. That's so symbolic of something, and it's obviously fertility. But you could say, even without knowing it, that the little baby on the horse is the crowned and conquering child. The mystic who designed that card saw the new aeon coming. Because like I say, I am starting to think more and more thalamically. Now that all the fear and superstition... Hey, esoteric! Beautiful to have you here. You've just missed my brilliant tarot map of the evolving magician kind of thing. I'm very well. Yeah, see, this is esoteric. It's just so clever. One of the best names in the YouTube universe. So I'll go for about another 10 minutes. Oh, Alistair Lynch. Now, did I not just say, where is Alistair Lynch? He hasn't been here for ages. And he pops up. See? Manifestation across the nation. I don't know why I keep lapsing into a West Indian accent when I'm happy. But I do. So I'll just kind of round off a bit. Oh, you're all... Oh, see, it's Magick. It is magic. It really is magic, you know what I mean? It's producing profound changes in me and hopefully everybody else, you know? And it's not just me, it's, yes, please do, please do. I mean, it was just a little thing, but it's just showing how, you know, if you start as the fool, as the, you know, I'm not saying that people that aren't initiated are fools. Hey Robin, lovely to have you here. Names policy, brilliant. Yeah, magically summon all my homies. Is it Saturday? I've got work at 4 o'clock, so yeah, I absolutely lose track. Because I'm talking to America all the time, you see, so, but we'll have to get our little Scottish contingent chatting as well. It's nice to have Davey here as well, by the way. I worried when your channel kind of disappeared, and I heard you say in chat yesterday, or read in chat, that you'd destroyed it, well, taken it down. So sometimes we need to have a clear out and start again, you know, start again. But once you've started, it's hard to stop the process, isn't it? So what have I got written down? I'll put on my glasses for 10 minutes and then I'll really have to, a moment, yeah. I'm doing very well, Esoteric. How are you? It's great to have you here. And can I just say, Esoteric's got she makes lots of oils and stuff on Etsy, so let's support people that are writing books. Michael Omni Eros, Robin, you could maybe post a link for his books here. Esoteric, you can post your Etsy links, and anybody that's making stuff, you know, or even, I've got no objection to people charging money for tarot readings or proper therapies, but I'm just not having none of this quackery that we see in some of the New Age community, let's be honest. So I did I Ching. I'm doing the I Ching a lot, or the Yi Ching, and I got 63, which is the second but last hexagram, 64 hexagrams. You do 3 light. I think Seven Serpents has got a good Yi Ching, and it was after completion, and it was basically saying, you know, it always advises being pretty cool, the Tao. It never advises rushing into anything, so it's good to stand back. And it said that things are going well now, but you know, always be prepared for little bumps in the road. If your life's fantastic, great, but nothing ever lasts. So whether you're in a bad period at the moment, don't worry, it'll change. And if you're in a good period, well, I'm afraid that'll probably change at some point as well. But it's about having more good days than bad days, isn't it? And I think these techniques, certainly I have bad days on them, and the bad days that I have are probably worse than, no, not worse than being strung out on hard drugs, is it? Not really. So I've written a little bit about the neophyte. Don't start if you're not dedicated and prepared. That was a little bit, that was when I was feeling a bit, frazzled after the failed sacrament and the weird weekend, and then it just, things got on top of me. I'm back to work, which was always a shock to the system, and I really do have to work hard. So, but everything seems to have relaxed again, and I've had a great morning today, and my rituals were just beautiful. Everything flowed. You know, when you're distracted because you'll forget things, you'll turn in the wrong direction. I've got them all memorized, but I still use cue cards. But this is my daily ritual. I've showed you before, but we might as well review it. Theodicus daily formula. And I don't know why the camera is backwards. Somebody asked me that in chat or in a comment, and I don't know. I've tried to put it down so you see things as you would, but I can see that it's like the martial writings backwards. So you do your breathing first, and then you imagine yourself into what I call the cube of space, or what they call the cube of space. I can also, well, I wouldn't say that. Then the lesser banishing pentagram ritual. Some magicians say use the invoking form in the morning, but I think it's traditionally used as a way of creating your temple and your sacred space. I also have a permanent circle. It's weird, Melanie, without knowing it, would always be sitting in there. And I actually went in the day after she'd left, and her perfume was still lingering in the air. Isn't that beautiful? So after the lesser banishing pentagram ritual, there's the banishing ritual of the hexagram, which is doing the unicursal hexagram very effective, and it's using like the LVX formula that I've mentioned before. But that is another classic example of the hero's journey. It's like you always imagine it's you, but it's technically Osiris, but it's all of us. You know, we all go to the underworld sometimes. Apophis and Typhon or Set are the adversaries in this little myth allegory. Not actually, it didn't happen. Well, it kind of did happen, but you know what I'm saying. So Osiris gets cut up into how many pieces? 13 pieces was it? Couldn't find his phallus. Da da da. And then Isis redeems him with the help of Thoth, with the help of Magick. So acting out that every day, and a lot of people say I've been reading. Actually, I was a little bit critical of it at first because it's a bit unwieldy, but there's so much good information in this Donald Craig's Modern Magic, and it's got everything. It's just not quite so easy to follow as that one, so that's still me master text. After that, you invoke the 4 powers of air, which is usually when I open the ritual, but I thought, you know what, I've been so moody and choppy lately that I will do my Yetzirah, my body in Yetzirah, and do my middle pillar and be nice and grounded. So I hope I have been more grounded today. I certainly feel it. I am conscious of time because I really have to. It's ridiculous. It takes me about 2 hours to get to work sometimes. The trains are, the station's getting repaired. But next week, thank God. Do you think? I have felt like it's hasn't been quite so unfocused today. Sometimes I'm just like basically inviting you around and then letting you hang out, you know what I mean? But it is good that we can get, at least I did that tarot thing. That's something. I feel like I've achieved something. And then body in Yetzirah is where you imagine your own body. You're looking out from the tree of life. So it's imposed each Sephira, and you chant the angelic choir's name. So at the moment it's Mars, and it's Seraphim. The more you vibrate, I don't want to do it too much just now, and I am aware of neighbours. This is a problem that lots of urban magicians have, is how do you vibrate but keep it quiet, and it is difficult. But if you work at it, Scotland, yes, I am from Scotland, so is Davy, so is a few of the crowd. It's weird, there's a weird connection between Scotland and you guys in America. We love you. Then the Theodicus meditation, I was going to say medication, is you imagine yourself as air rising above the mineral world and then dispersing into the clouds, and it's a beautiful, beautiful meditation. And the numbers, I hate numbers, so I don't think about them too much. And also certain geometric forms and stuff. Lead Hills, yeah. It's all beautiful. Aren't we lucky to live in? And I'm sure America's beautiful too, but Scotland, for being so tiny and compared to the huge, huge cities, you know, Aberdeen is 250,000 people, and like just a very small place. I can't imagine what it'd be like to live in a big sprawling city like Los Angeles or Chicago. You know, wow, I'd be scared, I think. Yep, and hopefully Seven Serpents, his love is in the UK, so you're all welcome. You can all just crash here. How about that? It's only a studio flat, but I could get about 3 on the settee, a few more on the floor, and we'll start our commune. Yeah, I mean, in Aberdeen, Torre even is ancient. It's 14 something, 15th century it was established. They used to burn witches at the, international party at Saroth. Wow, Robin, yeah. I mean, I hear there's parts of, I mean, I don't have a car, I can't even drive, so I don't know how I would exist in Los Angeles at all. I just wouldn't. I used to know a beautiful, when I was a MySpacer, I knew this beautiful girl from Los Angeles called Rachel Detroit. She was in a band called Slumber Party, and we fell in MySpace love. She was amazing, but we've kind of lost touch now, sadly, but you never know. Yeah, they did. Oh, and it was James, the Hammer of the Witches. He was a fanatic, religious maniac, and mostly it was poor single women, or it was a great way to get back at your neighbours. It was kind of like sticking something to the end of this, the secret police or the, you know what I mean, and their property would be taken. Yeah, of course, there are trains and stuff, which, yeah, I suppose, I mean, you're not going to have to walk on a freeway, are you? They ain't going to make you do that. See, all you see is, like, I suppose it's the same for you guys. We see films and stuff of big American cities and we think, oh my God. But, I mean, if you live there, you're used to it, you grew up there, so it's where your heart is, baby. So I think it's not bad. I've written here, the BRH, oh no, there's too much there, and I really think I should quit while I'm ahead. So, oh my God, I'm gonna give a bang on the gong for Mr. CW. I knew he would show up. What an honour, sir. How nice to see you. Go on. Love that man. What a brilliant show that was yesterday as well. It inspired me, all this non-monetization and keeping it real. That's exactly what we needed to hear. Sir! So fantastic. And unfortunately, I was just finishing up because I have to get my ass to work. So, oh God, I can't run right now. I'll find something to talk about. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Oh, CW, we're starting a little thing on Discord. I know you probably don't have much time nowadays, sir, but so what else have I got? Yeah. Crowley is obviously a continuing source of fascination. After I'd got over the mind traps laid by, you know, people like, well, I'm not going to call out names, but the people that have totally misunderstood Crowley and think he was some kind of crazy baby-eating Satanist. I mean, he was a pretty extreme kind of guy. I mean, we can't deny that. But his work in collating all those mystical, magical elements that he did, and I mean, the Golden Dawn had done similar, but he worked and refined, and he was a genius. For good or ill, he was a genius. Someone like C.W. Chanter. In fact, you're all geniuses here. You really are. 12 people in my little... It's quite amazing. You know, sometimes I really do have to pinch myself, because I used to be just watching you guys, and now here I am. You're in my chat. It's funny. The Hanged Man, you see, where is he? Everything has been turned upside down. The Hanged Man, Odin. There's been a lot of... you know what I think has caused the revival of the Norse god current is the TV programs Vikings. Not caused it, is a symptom of that. I think the Norse gods have awoken, and artists in television and visual arts and stuff pick up on it. Just before I'm going to show you my beautiful staff one more time, because I'm just so delighted with it. And like I say, Phoenix Chastain, he gave me a few good tips, and it's passed every test so far. It's going to take a long time to strip though, isn't it? I just had I needed a little sharp penknife, but I did a bit. I can't find the bit I did. It was so small. Oh yeah, one little tiny bit here, and it took me, you know, it's gonna be a long process, but it's gonna be worth it, because it's gonna be beautiful. But isn't that gorgeous with the moss growing on it like that? That only grows on very healthy air, I'm told, is that moss. Broke off, look at the size of it. Wow. Oh, I just bashed my owl on the head. Oh yeah, and I've been feeding, I've decided this is also Shiva. He looks a bit like Shiva, doesn't he? So I've been feeding him. Every time I eat something, I try and remember to give him something. So he's got a little bit of, what's it called again? Jalapeno bread. And just to show you, it's fresh. He only gets the best. So we're having a great time, me and him. Yeah, so I think Crowley was like the rock star magician, wasn't he? He figured out kind of how to milk the bad boy image, and it's stood him in good stead because he's undoubtedly more popular now than he ever has been, and that's exactly how he planned it and how he wanted it. So I'm going to wrap up. Sorry guys, but I really have to go to work. I'm so honoured the people again. It's just amazing. The channel's I'm just loving it so much. So thank you for all the people that have commented lately. Like I say, the working is taken out of me a bit, so I might only manage one long and one maybe shorter stream a week, but that's fine. We're in no hurry. Nobody's going anywhere, right? So, thank you, Phoenix Chastain, Starry Sky. I like the pre-Raphaelite comment. Meditation Man. DJ Nimbus, really sorry you gave my tune on Twitter yesterday. I was going to play it, but I completely forgot. So I'll do it another time. Anybody that's got music that's not copyrighted, because I love to share all the creative stuff that everybody's doing. So music, or I haven't really got a way to show visual art, unfortunately, but it's all getting worked out, guys. It's all getting worked out. And we've also got, remember, the Discord chat. Alexander, yes. Brilliant to catch you. I honestly mentioned you about 10 minutes before you came in, saying, well, when I've seen Alistair for a while, and there you are. And Nine Eland is usually here, but I know he's away for the weekend. He's going to be doing kind of admin stuff. So if anybody wants a job, helping out with the chats, and isn't it exciting? So I've got to thank you as well, Robin Eaglesong, for your beautiful generosity of spirit, and I think you left a comment. You must have. CW Chanter, funnily enough, I had you written down to thank because you wrote a comment. Jasmine Emmerich, thank you so much. Reed Marita, now that's my friend Lilith. I don't think I'm giving anything away there. She's one of the Colorado hardcore mages down there. So, yeah, respect to Reed Marita. And where's Ron Fiasco? I'm a little bit worried about Ron because he's a beautiful guy, but he's usually around and I haven't seen him for a while. Anja Teich, she's a wonderful person as well, just fantastic. And thank you, Esoteric, for coming today. Going to say goodbye so I can call out your names as I bang my gong for you, because it's been a great show. Well, a great show for me. I don't know. I never know what I say till I watch it back. But I'm buzzing again. It's that old buzz. Okay, so Esoteric. Whoa. Esoteric, love you. Goodbye. Alistair Lynch, love you. Goodbye. Frater Lux, huge love for you, baby. CW, thank you. Seven Serpents, if you're still watching, thank you. Robin, thank you again. Expanding the process, of course, can't forget expanding the process. Have I forgotten anyone? That doesn't sound like 10 people. But it's been great, and the Magick's been great today, and work's going to be great. And I'm not going to drink beer when I get home. I've been drinking too much beer. Yes, see you all on Discord. Like I say, we can chat long and hard about anything we want. Lisa F. Lisa F, thank you, David. Names policy. Names. I love you. I love you, names policy, and it's a good names policy. Michelle, yes. Yeah, we can talk about, just good old-fashioned techniques, and just even if you're having a bad day, it's nice to have somebody to talk to, isn't it? Right, with that beautiful, beautiful vibe, I'm going to butt out? No, I'm not going to butt out. I'm going to leave you in a peaceful and tranquil frame of mind. So, honestly, those glasses give me a sore head. And I lost my proper glasses yesterday. Yesterday was just a nightmare from beginning to end. Well, not quite. I had a friend with me in the evening, a very dear friend. So, love you, Melanie, if you're watching, love you. Love everybody, as usual. One more bang on the gong, and I'm gone. And then there'll probably be 1,000 things I wish I'd said, so. Bye. Peace out, babies. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Lisa. Love you all. Especially love the ladies. You gotta love the ladies.